same clip, same joke, same face. Yeah, I'm over it. New tab, new flame, new show, new name. We don't play the same lane, we don't shake the same frame. One night it's cold cases, next night main pages. Headline heat, biggest waves without beat. Hit replay every week, new crew talking, new chair, new host walking. Spin the wheel of what's trending, say the thing they are defending, but this is no safe state. Uncensored conversation, unfiltered, unapologetic. We ask every question, true crime, pop culture. What's breaking while you wait? Take a break from the boring. Come get lost in no safe takes, no safe takes, no safe takes. Take a break from the boring. Come get loud with no safe takes.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Allie. Hello, Bundy.
Hello. How are you guys?
Hello. I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. Rushing around like a crazy person to make sure that we're here because this is going to be fun. So, yeah.
This is going to be an excellent live. I am filling in for Dietz tonight, but I am more than happy to be joining you ladies. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here.
Hello, everybody in the chat. If you haven't yet, please take a second, hit the thumbs up. It is so lovely seeing all of you guys. So before we even get started, because we have a couple of things to go over, one of them is breaking news. So let me play this disclaimer.
Everything you hear is a personal opinion of whoever is talking at the moment. Their takes are theirs and theirs alone. Nobody else on the panel is responsible for what comes out of someone else's mouth. We don't share brains, group chats, or legal teams. You may get offended at some point. Please accept our apology now because we will not be issuing individual apologies later. We are not customer support. Nothing you hear on this show is medical advice, psychological advice, legal advice, financial advice, spiritual advice, or advice from anyone who knows what they're doing. If you need real help, please consult a doctor, therapist, lawyer, accountant, pastor, mechanic, or literally any adult with certifications. Not us, never us. Not every topic is for you, and that's okay. Take what you like, leave the rest for someone else. The internet has plenty of other mess for you to enjoy. We encourage adult conversations and respectful discourse in the chat. Debate ideas, disagree respectfully, but don't attack people just because their opinion activated your villain origin story. Also, YouTube gave you a block button for a reason. Use it. It's cheaper than therapy. All right, now that the legal stuff is out of the way, let's get into these unsafe takes.
Okay, so you guys, before we even get into our topics, we wanted to discuss real quickly because we have some breaking news, some pretty massive news, honestly. Oh, that it won't let me. Well, I guess I could allow ads. Well, hold on. Now, of course, Allie, you want to talk about it while I grab this link?
Yes. So apparently Rex Heuermann pled guilty. Yes, Lisa, which I can't believe. Like, why now? I'm really curious because I just heard the news too, so I don't know as much. So when we get this article, we'll know a bit more. But wow, I mean,
so I went to Rex Heuermann's house, if you remember, Allie, and I streamed after he was officially charged. And I know me and ATS intended to go to his trial. So I'm completely thrown right now. So it says Rex Heuermann expected to plead guilty to Gilgo Beach killing, sources say. So he's expected to plead guilty. The Gilgo Beach murders, the deaths of 11 people whose remains were found in 2010 and 2011, have long stumped investigators. Heuermann is charged with killing 7 women whose remains were found on Long Island. And I'm just taken back because I did not expect this at all to happen. What did you guys think?
I didn't expect it either. So did he plead for all 7?
I'm confused now because this one says he's expected to. Rex.
Yeah, do a search and let's see. Hey, you guys in the chat. I'm so happy to see you guys. Grandma Sherry, I know you're happy to get a little break because you've been on a couple times, which, you do a great job. But Kelsey says, my cousin lives in the same town that the brother does, where they found that truck. She said they are very weird. Interesting.
Didn't something recently just come out? Weren't they going to charge him with another? Like, didn't they identify another body or something, and they were going to charge him with that as well? Didn't that just happen? Like at the beginning of the year?
Yes, I think it did. You're correct. Here is a CBS article, Melissa, or let me see. You want me to pull something up?
I think if it's saying that he's expected, it's because he's got to plead. So they may have worked out this deal, but it's got to be official. So they're going to have to schedule a time for him to appear in court, and he'll have to plead.
Officially, but
officially, yes.
It says he's likely to change his plea to guilty when he next appears in court. A source with knowledge of the case tells CBS News. So he was arrested in July 2023, initially charged with the murders of 3 women, and then it increased to 7. All of their remains are found in the same area along Ocean Parkway in Babylon. So prosecutors said Heuermann's DNA was a match for hairs found on and near the victims' bodies. He also allegedly possessed a document that investigators say he used as a blueprint to plan out his kills with excruciating detail. So he has previously maintained his innocence and stated he wanted to go to trial. Attorney for Heuermann's family says they have no comment, and then they reach out to the DA, have not heard back yet, but that's normal.
Yeah, they're not going to say anything until it's done. So next court, because I was just looking today actually at what are the upcoming trials. And this is one of them.
Oh, what other ones, Bendy? Just curious.
Larry Millett. That's how you say his last name?
Yeah, I think so, but go ahead.
Courtney Clenny.
Milletti. Oh, yes. That one would be good.
And, oh, gosh, Ellie, you'll know her. You'll know exactly what her name is when I tell you. It just escapes me right now. She's the one who murdered her children and then jumped out the window.
Lindsay Clancy. Yep.
Clancy.
Yeah.
Hers is just coming quick, like July, I want to say.
Yes, that was actually one of the last video streams I did. I did a little video on Barry Morphew because his stuff, he's going to trial again, which I cannot wait to see how that ends. I can't wait till that bastard is locked up. I know it's going to happen. But Lindsay Clancy, her and her husband are suing because of all the medication she was on. And I mean, her story is really unique. She just checked herself into a hospital, stayed there. She was begging for help, telling them, I'm having these thoughts. I mean, she was sick. It's hard. I don't know. It's a hard one. But I always say, and I stand by this, I do believe it. Even if somebody is mentally ill, I still think they have to be kept away from us so that we're safe from like the general public. I still think they should be punished.
They do.
Well, they have to be accountable. I agree.
And the stigma, because we even saw it with Letitia Stout, right? We saw it try to be used, I believe, even with Leilani Simon, like they try to use sometimes these diagnoses to get out of accountability. And it just adds to the constant stigma that I remember it went crazy during Leilani's case. Speculation that the brother who lived in the house was autistic and could he have done this and all of this. And it's just like, it's, it's crazy how they will attach and use it, which just contributes nonstop to the stigma as if you have a diagnosis, you're more likely to commit a crime. Actually, it's the opposite.
Absolutely. And speaking of Letitia girls, I wish that you had been in in my chat today, because the trial that I'm covering, this woman is claiming, similarly to Sarah Boone, PTSD.
Oh my gosh.
Self-defense. And the state had all of this evidence, all of these texts, all the things. I mean, she shot the man through a door. He was on the other side of the door. It was locked. He was legally he was no longer a threat. They have yet to, and now I'm a couple of days behind, so I don't know who else the defense is going to bring up, but they have yet to find anyone who will say that the victim was an abuser, and he's had 3 wives.
Right.
And his most recent ex-wife said that's the mother of his children, but I guess maybe he's been married after her. So anyway, but his first ex-wife said that he was never violent with her. And I feel like these kinds of things have patterns. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he just woke up one day and Suzanne became a target of domestic violence. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
So I wish you guys would have been in there today, because me and Neat were like, at first we were sticking up for the forensic psychologist. And then when it came to Cross and she started admitting some things behind the scenes that had occurred, like between her and the prosecutor or whatever, it went right out the window. I was like, nope, this woman,
Yeah.
Can I tell y'all about my latest video about Barry and Suzanne? Like, just quickly, it'll be one sentence. What happened? Because they released Suzanne's body to a funeral home, let Barry sign off of it, and it was this close to her being fucking cremated before they did it. And this in 2026, like a month ago, the process started in January, but they just had to do another warrant to get her body back. I mean, he is in jail awaiting the trial for her murder. I would think the body would be something that's important to not, I don't know, let him cremate. Like, what the fuck?
Right. So like, how would he even be a person at this point? Like, I get technically they're still married. So yes, technically he, but at this point, he's not, how could he still be her, like, listed as her next of kin or whatever?
I don't know. I cannot believe that. Like, we already know what happened the first time. And the first woman who was going to prosecute him was all over YouTube talking. She'd gotten in tons of trouble for all the bullshit she did. Thank God they were able to charge him again. Can they not fuck it up? Excuse my language.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But I feel like we've seen it go both ways a lot of times in true crime, like where the ball was just massively dropped or they've done amazing, So
yeah, you're right.
Well, we just wanted to bring you guys that breaking news because we were all surprised and shocked. We were not expecting that. And so I guess we shall see. But we have a few different really interesting topics tonight. We are going to, Allie, you want to say what your topic is?
Yes, I want to talk about some celebrities and the extreme plastic surgery, extreme weight loss that's going on, and just discuss like how far is too far to you guys, and that kind of thing.
Bendy.
Well, I got a hold, which it's not like I did anything super secret or anything, but I finally was able to watch Gypsy Rose's response on TMZ to the TikTok trend, and I was irritated, to say the least, so I shall be discussing that.
All right. That's
and
perfect.
Then I shall be bringing a little bit of Michael Jackson to the stream, because that was what me and Bendy were originally supposed to discuss, and I am looking forward to it. So, Allie, if you want to start, I am very interested. You know what? Your intro reminded me of Botched. Have you ever watched Botched?
Yes, I loved that show back in the day.
It's a good show.
Okay, so let me see. I've got a bunch of photos pulled up. We're just going to flip through. We were kind of talking today, like in the Discord about, in the Hippie Hut actually, but in there about this. And we were looking up a couple celebrities. Soup had mentioned Kelly Osbourne. I had been watching. So here's how it all started for me. Let me just rewind. I've been watching Bunny XO and Jelly Roll and their videos and listening to his music for quite a while. Well, she has been documenting a facelift journey that she's had. Now she's 47 years old and she looks gorgeous. I'm also going to pull up like 1 or 2 of her videos documenting this. But first, I want to just look at some celebrities that have drastically changed their looks. Soup had mentioned Kelly Osbourne, just a couple people, and then we'll get to one of Bunny's videos. So let me see here. I already have it here. Let me share my screen. All right. Then let me get the other video pulled up.
Oof. I'm with Grandma. She says Ozempic face. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost can't believe it.
I know.
It's so shocking. How would you let yourself get like this? I mean, Kelly Osbourne was never even like that overweight. But her
She's
mom,
just
Kelsey,
like her mom.
Yep, exactly.
I've been catching her shorts, which I think they're actually TikToks, but then they get re-uploaded.
Yeah, they are
on her little farm or whatever. Her son is adorable. Okay, but like she goes out there and she's tending to the goats and whatever, and it's not just her weight loss that's concerning. She has this vacant look, and this was before.
Wait, pause. Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Bunny's, the videos I mentioned.
No,
oh, wow.
no,
Okay.
Kelly does.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yes. And she has this look like she's completely disconnected. And and I checked. I went to the description to make sure that these videos, like when they were or whatever. And this was way before Ozzy passed away. This is when they were still doing the show, the Ozzy, Sharon, Jack, and Kelly, like rewatching some of the old Osbourne episodes and talking about it. Yeah. So when they were doing that podcast or whatever, and then they would upload the back, the video to it. Anyway, she just, I don't know. She looks it's kind of scary. She looks out of it, like disconnected. I don't know how to explain it.
I can't imagine letting myself, I don't know. How do you get to that point? Do you have such body dysmorphia that you don't even see that you're getting this bad? You know what I mean? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But
the thinner, the better, apparently, right? It doesn't matter if you're just bones.
When I lost too much weight, way too much weight. Like I got way obsessed and it became an issue. I used to tell myself nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. And I've only ever gained weight being pregnant. Like I was not heavy as a kid or a teenager or anything like that. And I actually lost all the weight in between or after the boys, because they're only 10 months apart. It's hard to lose all that weight when they're 10 months apart. But I lost all that weight after I had the boys. And then when I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, I mean, she weighed freaking 8 pounds, 10 ounces. She was huge. And I just and then I had my mini Bindi, and I don't know. I woke up, I had a friend, and she was like, let's work out together. And I was like, all right. So I started doing that. It was also in conjunction with my pill use too, because I learned that if you take pain medication on an empty stomach, it lasts longer or whatever. So I started starving myself then, but I was also working out, and I would just continue. I would go days and days and days, and I would look at myself in the mirror, and I would still see the person that I used to be, not the person who lost, I don't know, like I got down to 110, which doesn't sound like a lot. Like I'm 5'2", but I was also 38 years old. 110 on a 38-year-old doesn't look the same as 110, because I wanted to get down to what I was before I got pregnant, which was 105. 105 at 17, 18 years old is very different than 105 at 38. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was out of control.
Yeah, and you don't see, you're right, and you don't really live, like you don't see what it is for what it actually is. You have this idea in your head, With Kelly, maybe she's grieving, maybe it's weight loss. She's just one of many we're gonna look at. It's just sad. I don't know. I feel like Lisa says, I take trazepidine. I can't say that, and I don't look like that. I'm assuming that's one of these weight loss medications, and I think that they must just be going too far. You know what I mean? They're just taking it, like, even after they've lost all the weight they need, and still taking it because maybe they're high off the weight loss, or whatever. I don't know, but
I agree with Harlot. She says Kelly Osbourne was badly affected by having her life shown to the world on reality TV while she was growing up as an overweight teenager, in my opinion. I think her round face always really got to her also. And that's what, not to circle it back around to a previous episode, but we've talked about the long-term ramifications for children growing up in the spotlight like this.
Yeah, that's so true. And also, like, we gotta remember, it's not just about weight loss here. Like the next one we're gonna look at, this is also about plastic surgery and what there's extreme plastic surgeries happening all over Hollywood. I mean, I watch this girl, Stephanie Lang, and she shows all these young influencers and stuff who are 18 and getting Botox and filler, and some of them having bad experiences, like really being affected by it. You guys should check out her channel if you haven't. Stephanie Lange. She's like Australian or something, but she used to do beauty videos, and now she just does like these celebrity, like talking about all the things that are getting done, like when they're having their buccal fat removed out of their cheeks, or just different stuff like that. It's really interesting. She has a huge channel. She has like a couple million maybe. But okay, look at this one.
Oh, don't get me into the switching out celebrities, because that's a whole nother rabbit hole, and Miley Cyrus falls down that. Honestly, you know what? I should have brought this subject, because there are people who talk about being part of the it's like a 3-letter program where they switch out once a celebrity has like exhausted and started to veer off the path that they should. They switch them out with essentially lookalikes, and Miley Cyrus is one of them that they have spoken out about.
Well, like the Britney Spears stuff as well. You should send me a video if you have. Like, I want to see that, because I'm really interested. Yes, please send it to me, because Britney, it's so curious. Like, there are a lot of features that you don't even see in her anymore that she had when she was younger. So
yeah, she must have done something different, because they just released the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. So there's something on Disney. I don't know. I don't know. My oldest daughter watched it. I was never like I couldn't understand the show. I mean, I got the
It's the best of both worlds.
I just was like, it just kind of, the songs kind of annoyed me or whatever. And so I'd sit and watch it with her, but I was just like, oh no. Oh yeah.
Dude, I loved it. Not necessarily like that one.
Look, go pull, see if you can, when you get a chance. I know you have like a thing, but pull up like the press pictures of the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. And okay. She looks like, I was just saying when I saw it today, because I had the nuggie, and she was like, I want to watch Finding Dory, Granny. And I was like, okay, for the 11 billionth time, bless her little heart. And of course that thing was like right there, because it's, the suggestions or whatever. And I was like, well, damn, Miley, you're looking better. Good for you, babe.
Well, good. But, like some of the red carpets she's walked in the last year, she's been looking crazy, just completely crazy. And I think she's a beautiful girl. I've always been told I look like her. I don't see that at all. But like, I've been places where they're like, ooh, you look and sound just like her. I bet you can sing country music. And I'm like, you are so dumb, because that is not true at all. But okay. But so I'm looking for the picture. I see. Okay. How about this picture here? Let's flip over for a second. Is this it? What you're talking about, Bindi? Oh, I'm not screen sharing anymore. Hold on.
I was going to say.
Okay.
I actually think that you're healthier and you're prettier than Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you, Shane.
Is that it? Better? Yes. Her face is a little fuller. I don't know.
See, here's a couple. Hey, this was her on the carpet, I guess, right there.
Yeah.
She looks good there.
Yeah, see,
yeah, but it depends on the day, you guys. Every day she can change drastically in 24 hours.
MJ never lied. She is 100% correct on that. She does, yeah.
Wow.
And that's why I think it's the ERP, the Elite Replacement Program. Listen, I'm not crazy, guys. It's a thing.
No, we would never call you that, not to your face. I would never call you that at all. No, I listen to your those streams that you do. So yeah, I find them.
Listen,
I'm quite interested. Well, my husband and I were listening that last weekend when you did the Mandela effect, and we were having a little bit of beef about what was right and what was wrong.
Shifting of the timelines.
She is on the carpet before they did, like, it's kind of blurry though, because here we go. Maybe this will be better. Oh, shit. View image. I'm going to have to open it in another window. Share tab. Okay. Yeah, that looks way better. This is her on the carpet just a couple of days ago. Wow. Interesting.
Well, can I play a 1-minute video real quick to show you, like,
yes,
about the Elite? Okay.
Yes, do it.
Okay.
I totally want to see it.
Hold on. I'll tell you when I'm back. Okay.
Know that Jim Carrey's been replaced? I was in the program.
We all know that.
What program? ERP, Elite Replacement Program. When a celebrity's overstayed their welcome, they're replaced with a double who gets back on track with their likeliness. You're basically replaced, and then you become a puppet. And I think with AI, soon enough, or the program I was in is going to erase, and we won't need to do that anymore with humans. But for right now, there's still a human element to what's going on.
You were with Jim Carrey's roommate. Who were you double?
Lord.
I initially got into the program to be Ben Affleck's double, but I was too short, so they switched me to be a sixth Baldwin. But then that thing happened with Alex, so they pulled me out of the program completely.
Were the Baldwins created?
3 are actors.
If I was to say get in that program, who do you think I could
Excuse me?
replace?
You could be a dead ringer for Bruno Mars with some work, but I'm telling you right now, it's brutal. It's brutal and painful, and there's a lot of surgeries, and you have to go through a lot of stuff that I don't really want to talk about on the podcast.
Would you do it again?
I don't know, man. It took me out for 10 years. It's like being in a government program. I couldn't see my friends for 10 years. You're living at a dorm in Long Beach.
You know that Jim Carrey's been replaced.
Can you send me that podcast? Wow. That's not safe. That cannot be safe.
Listen, I know it sounds extreme, but honestly, is it?
Look, they've been messing with us and doing things, going behind our backs and trying to pull wool over our eyes and having us look over here instead of looking over there forever. I put nothing past them. Nothing at all.
Kelsey says, people say I favor Mila Kunis, which is way too kind. Lisa says, why would you want to do that? Well, the same reason that people sign up for projects and things all the time. What is something outlandish to you may not be outlandish to someone else. No, leave my Jim Carrey alone.
Their families just go along with that. I know Perfectly Imperfect. They said they can't see their friends for 10 years.
No.
You're not seeing your friends.
Yeah, you're pulled out. Like,
you guys, do not forget the government. Do not forget MK Ultra, where our own government drugged our own citizens and CIA agents unbeknownst to them. Okay. This stuff happens.
It does.
True. Here in about 20 years, all these government papers will be exposed. Here, it's all true. Look, you'll see it all. You know what I mean?
Most people don't realize all these projects have been released to the public. They just don't usually make mainstream media.
It just reminds me. Oh, go ahead, Bindi.
No, baby, go ahead. You're fine. Go ahead. I can wait.
I was just going to say, sorry, Bindi. I was just going to say that it kind of reminds me of a topic I was going to cover, which is like this whole Charlie Kirk, some of the things that, like, not talking about Candace Owens, even though we would have if we covered it, but specifically this part reminds me of the guy that just came out and did the letter. And he's like, listen, I was like, he was working for Trump. You guys have to find it to see it all, because I don't have it here because we decided not to. But regardless, he came out and he was like, we were told by the FBI to stop all research on the case. Like, we had leads that we were questioning. It doesn't mean that was true, but we definitely had some leads that we need to follow through with and finish out, like see it to the end. And they were told not to. They were done. They were off the case and they couldn't investigate it anymore, even though they were like, wait, but there are some things that we need to check out before we're done. And they're like, no, sorry. And took all their access to the files and everything. So it's like, and this is a guy who spoke out, and it's really interesting. I don't know. It's like, if you speak out like this, that has to be dangerous. And there's a good portion of people who will not believe you no matter what. It's really interesting to me. Like, where do you go after you do a huge interview like this? Do you go home? I don't think you could. I don't know.
Well, there's been a few people that have absolutely spoken out and then died in suspicious circumstances.
Just like Chasing was telling us today about that doctor that had the autism medicine and died with self-harm, gunshot wound to the chest. And they silence people, not just the government, but the people who are paying these different political funds and stuff like that. They have a lot of say-so in what's going on.
And then just like in episode 8, I believe it was, with Gavel, and she spoke about Isaac Kappy, and he spoke out about the elite. He said, I know I'm in danger. Next thing I know, very suspicious. Suicide.
Right. Tess said he's on Sean Ryan today. His name is Joe Kent. He, like I said, he wrote this whole letter. He didn't this is not what his whole thing was about. This was just a small piece. It was just something that, part of his resignation. His main reason for resigning was the war in Iran. He didn't want to. He thought it was the wrong move. He tried to tell him, Dr. Bradstreet. Yes, I wrote that down because I want to research that more. I'm really interested, especially since it's in North Carolina. But I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. It's dangerous. What do we know? We're just the little guy who knows what they let us know.
Well, every so often they'll throw a little something at us, right? Like now they're doing the whole area. What is it? 51.
Girl, yes. Area 51 is so old.
I know.
Ain't nothing there no more.
They're starting to release more documents or whatever.
Yes.
It's a distraction because
it's a distraction.
People will talk about it. So while we're over here paying attention, they do this all the time. Look over here, and we're going to be fucking you over there. That's what they do.
Yeah, you're right. And I was going to turn my camera off so I can smoke, but I'm just going to smoke. I don't want to leave you on here.
You smoke away. Yeah, don't leave me on here alone with my...
Okay. Got you. I love your little fish tank. Joneson mentioned it in the back. Look at it, how pretty.
Thank you. It's a shrimp tank on top. You already know, Allie. And then African door frogs and a betta on bottom.
Oh, how cute.
And her shrimp are like so freaking cool. I've never seen shrimp like this, like bright red, just beautiful. They're really cool.
I did. Can you show the other photos? Because there's one I'm waiting to see, and I'm really excited to see people's reaction. Because we've seen drastic weight loss in Hollywood or just a complete change when they are taking on a role. But there's a big distinction between they are training for a role, whether it be to put on a bunch of weight, muscle, or lose a bunch of weight. But this is not that.
Okay, we're about to get to him, but we're going to watch. This is Jelly Roll. We're going to watch his wife's video about her facelift just to look. I mean, she looks great. She's almost 50. I couldn't believe that. But she's doing some transformation things, and he is too. Now, I do know that he's, we were talking today, apparently showing his runs and being really active and trying to do it the right way. I don't know. I feel like I had heard that he was pairing that with a weight loss medication, but that could be my brain. So just to say, I don't know for sure about that. I'd be curious to know factually exactly what's going on, but also it ain't really my business. It's whatever. But look at him, dude. Look at him before. This is crazy. Yeah. Look at this guy on the left. And then I think I have one more of him. If not, I'll go. Yeah. 550 pounds is what he was at one point. There he is with Bunny.
That is like 3 people's worth. Look at, oh my God. Okay.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
And there he is now. That's crazy. Okay, let's go to that one that you want to talk about. And then we'll go to Bunny after.
Look at what they did to Jonah. What happened to Jonah? But you know what's funny about Jonah? He used to get really annoyed when he would go on host, like talk show hosts and stuff. And they would just label him the fat, funny character. And he pulled it out with Scorsese. He came through, and now he has a great relationship with Scorsese, and he has really proved himself to be much more than just that image and that label that he was placed.
Much more than just, what was the first one that he was in?
Wolf of Wall Street?
No. When he
Superbad.
Superbad.
Yeah.
Much more than that. I mean, I think if you're
Shh.
He's went through a variety. Look at this. Like, he's been a variety of sizes, but these pictures here I have at the end are dated 2026. This is him now. I think he looks good. I don't know, because like it's really interesting that these other photos come up. They have his tattoos.
Oh, Benedict,
this is Getty Images. So I think we can trust Getty Images with the timestamp. That's why I took it with the it was Apple TV Press Day. So this is him now. He's looking pretty good and healthy.
Looking really good.
Oh, that's not Benedict. Is that Benedict?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is a vampire.
Him and Pharrell, I'm trying to tell you.
Yes. And then I just saw an image, I got to show you guys, of Tom Cruise from Jerry Maguire with the little kid. Okay. Yet they're side by side now. The kid looks older than Tom Cruise. I have to show you.
Okay. And then I have the little video of Bunny. And then that's all for my part, because we have some other things.
Yes,
some true crime questions.
You go look at Pharrell. Now that man looks the same as when he came out with, well, I mean, he did something before that, but when he was with when he can't, drop it like it's hot, man, he looks exactly the same, bro. Ain't aged a day. Motherfucker out here aging like Benjamin Buttons.
What in the fuck is this?
What the hell?
What in the fuck is this?
He looks older than
not. Yeah, he looks older than Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise looks younger than he did then. This is not normal. This is not normal.
No, that's weird.
Yeah,
that is weird.
I watched, South Park used to have all kinds of about Tom Cruise or whatever, and theories and all the things, and
the Scientology. Yeah.
So I don't want.
If y'all are wondering why I'm like looking away when I smoke, it's just because I don't want my mic to be stinking like cigarettes. So I'm like,
okay, then what is he, Benjamin Buttoning it? Like, that makes no fucking sense. I don't care what kind of Botox. That is
that's something else. That's alien
something
DNA.
Else. Yeah, that's not normal, Nanya.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, that's more than.
I don't like him either.
Exactly. It's adrenochrome. That's what it is.
I don't care for Tom Cruise, but whatevs. Like I that's neither here nor there. A motherfucker ain't aged.
No, he hasn't.
I will tell you, and I'm going to share this with everybody in the chat. I gotta
get a jacket.
If you look close at Tom Cruise, most people's the midline of their two front teeth line up with the point of their nose. Tom's is over a little bit, and so he literally has a front tooth in the middle of his face. And now, ever since I saw it and then I spoke out on it, I cannot unsee it, and that's all I see. So even if everything else aside, I would never be able to look at him again, ever, because of that damn tooth.
So for anyone who isn't familiar, adrenochrome is something that secretes from your pineal gland. And I'm sure everyone's heard of like your third eye. Well, dependent on how far you want to go down the Illuminati conspiracy rabbit hole, that pineal gland, especially from youth, innocent youth, has apparently very reverse aging benefits. And so word on the Illuminati streets is that they will do sacrifices and they will eat that pineal gland, which will preserve their youth. And again, it all sounds crazy until Alex Jones shows up at Bohemian Grove and captures all of these mock sacrifices. Sorry, the pineal gland. We have Sandra Bullock on Ellen DeGeneres show explaining how she's getting the vampire facials and injecting the foreskin of different countries' babies, like newborn babies, and everyone just laughs. Yet, are you guys absorbing what they're actually saying? Like, or is it just like, oh, like, haha, hee hee? No, that it's actually pretty twisted.
I believe that life imitates art, art imitates life, right? And everything that MJ is talking about is somewhat discussed in the FX show from Ryan Murphy, The Beauty.
Yes.
Watch it. It will mess you up. It's not for the faint of heart. It is prime Ryan Murphy.
Well,
first couple seasons of American Horror Story, Ryan Murphy. Like
the good kind of Ryan Murphy.
Ryan Murphy. This was really, really good. Really.
Well, and Harlot, you're not wrong. Harlot says, I thought it was supposed to be extracted while the kids are being tortured or something like that. I thought it was something to do with fear, which I don't think would work in real life. I didn't want to scare everyone away, Harlot. You're not wrong. The same way that when you know what? I'll just save this for another topic. But yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, okay. Monsters Inc. That is the perfect example. Thank you, Tess. Monsters Inc. That is exactly what we're talking about. That is what they are doing, allegedly, in a Disney movie. Scaring these young children and filling up the tanks with
energy. We scare because we care.
That's crazy. Because we care.
Wow. Bendy even knows that. That is insane.
She does. I know. I know.
I'm turning my camera back on. I just have somebody going in behind me for one more second. But thank you guys for understanding, because I just had to pee again and run and get my vape, and I just had to grab some stuff.
You just had some things to do. And Tess, speaking of the substance does talk about that. Here's
that was a messed up movie.
What I can't figure out is, to me, it came across as anti. Like, look what is happening. Like shedding a light, but in a negative way, not a, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know why I spoke up, because I can't fucking string a salient thought together. Maybe I need string and staplers and paper clips and all the things.
That was a crazy movie.
Having a hard time today, apparently.
Hi, Nanya.
Hello.
All right, give it to us.
Here we go. We're going to get lectured. She started.
I'm not going to say how absolutely insane 99% of this sounds from my perspective. All I'm going to say is, do you honestly believe that Tom Cruise, who has enough money to last him and probably his great-great-grandchildren quite a while in a good lifestyle, that he can't be out here getting those B12 injections and the special vitamin IVs and all the stuff that the celebrity, Botox, plastic surgery, facelift, like he can't be doing any of those things to keep him looking youthful so that he can continue his, like if he got old, he wouldn't be able to get a lot of the action roles that he gets, in my opinion. So you don't think he could literally just simply be doing all of the things that rich people do?
I think that stuff will only work for a finite amount of time. After a while, age is just age.
Age is just age.
And, it is what it is. I think also,
How old is Angela Bassett? Because I feel like Angela Bassett.
She is.
Yeah, and are you allowed to tell me that she's in with these people?
No, I just think she is. She just ages gracefully. She is beautiful.
Yeah, she ages gracefully. But I also think she might be a vampire too.
Right. And
not Angela. They didn't got Angela.
Listen.
Did you not watch Hotel? What was Angela Bassett in Hotel?
I never watched Hotel. I don't know what that is.
Oh my God. You never watched American Horror Story Hotel? That's your assignment. No. Go watch it.
She won't watch
scary?
it.
I won't watch it.
Yeah, she won't watch it.
It's not scary, so I guess scary is relative. It takes a
I'm a win.
It takes it's scary for you. Might be a little might be a little
bit.
Honestly, but exactly everything you just said, Nanya. Endless, countless money. And again, it sounds ridiculous. I understand it sounds ridiculous until you really start to look into it. Remember, I spoke to you about the pizza references, right?
Yes.
It was absolutely ridiculous until it is all over the Epstein files, until all of a sudden all this stuff starts to come out, just like Alex Jones, which I'm not saying he's not crazy. I'm just saying everyone thought he was crazy too until he really did film Bohemian Grove. He snuck in, and all of our presidents, all of our elites are coming together doing mock sacrifices of babies. Okay. And all of these whistleblowers, everyone coming out. Is it so crazy to think that they wouldn't go farther to try to capture their youth, to try to capture life itself, to evade death? I'm sorry, there have also been so many people who have spoken out about making a deal with the devil. That has to come based off of some truth. It didn't come out of nowhere. And there have been plenty of celebrities who have said, that is literally what we've done. And I think people just get in their head too much of, well, what, a devil with the horns came? No, that's not necessarily what happened, but you are essentially selling your soul in exchange for something.
Listen, I'm open to people believing whatever helps them sleep at night. If completely not believing any of it helps you sleep at night, then don't believe any of it. If believing all of it and the proof that has been shown to you helps you sleep at night, it doesn't make a difference to me. For me,
it does not help me sleep at night. Did you hear anything I just explained?
How does that help you sleep?
9 out of 10 of the things you just said, I don't even understand.
Fair enough.
So, like, to me, it's not. I feel like there's a lot of context that I obviously would be missing because I have never taken the time to do the research on these things or watch the videos or any of that stuff. So I do understand that, like, lacking that context does make a difference when you're forming an opinion. I just really struggle in the space where, like, you want me to believe that. Now, if you're telling me it's an option, right? It's a possibility.
Yeah.
It could be the chromosome thing. What is it?
Yeah, I'm not saying it always is adrenochrome. And it's a real thing. It's like a literal real thing.
Like scientifically proven, or
yes, like adrenochrome is in your pineal gland. Yes, this is science. This is not speculation.
But not that people have extracted it and given it to others to eat or digest or whatever. Is that proven? That's my question.
They have admitted to certain things. They do not admit to dragging the youth of unnoticed if they are missing babies in other countries and having sacrifices and devouring them. No, but they have done studies on the pineal gland and adrenochrome.
So, but they've done studies on what the gland can do, right? But have they done a study? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna hop down. I'll leave it alone from here. But they haven't done a study where they've shown that if they take the secretion from that gland and they give it to Allie, let's say, that Allie will now look like her 12-year-old self.
It's not going to reverse aging. It's not going to reverse age you. You will not Benjamin Button it. It will preserve. It'll help preserve, the same way that they're doing these vampire facials and injecting the foreskin of young newborns because it has anti-aging properties. That doesn't mean you reverse age. It means as soon as you start it, it preserves. Right.
Oh, okay.
Now, Nanya, is this like, remember you said you wanted to do like a debate with you and Lady K and Melissa and Grandma Sherry. Wouldn't this be like the topics you guys would be debating?
It would be similar. A lot of what I see as conspiracy theories. Sometimes I feel like what conspiracy theories do is, I'm not saying there's not any type of like, can I understand how people arrive there? Yes, I get that. But sometimes those conspiracy theories become like, this is what it is. You can't tell me you don't see this. And when it's like, no, yeah, I don't like, I think there can be multiple things that cause that for me. So this is just an example of one, but there are plenty of other ones. Vampire facials, you want to tell me people are getting that? I know that for a fact. I know spas offer it. I can understand it. I totally get it. It's not really vampire blood, but I get what we're talking about. But to like believe that actual vampires exist, again, not judging anybody's beliefs, just saying that's like a hard, like, well, have you seen a vampire? Like, what do you got going on here? I don't understand it, you know? So that's all.
Not trying to get all off, because we will do a whole stream about this, but just how ridiculous it was, right? To think of, would George Bush, a photo of him flying a paper airplane, two paper airplanes into 2 towers of Jenkins be hanging up in Epstein's place. It all sounds ridiculous. It all sounds not possible until it's exposed and proven. Everyone sounds, and don't forget, the government coined the term conspiracy theorist, and they were sent in, government agents, this is proven, have been sent in specifically to go crazy with conspiracy theories. So it discredits the ones who are telling the truth.
Okay. Can I just say one thing for this? Once it's been
I have a
proven,
question for you though.
Once this picture shows up in the Epstein files, now you can say for sure this picture exists. And obviously, according to the files and other parts of the files, this is legit. This happened. There's something to this. I get that. When somebody is saying it because, like, let's say they're a whistleblower. Let's say there's somebody who's been there and knows but doesn't want to, like, put themselves out there in the face of danger, right? I can understand it, but I also am going to be like, yeah, I don't believe you until I see it.
I understand that, but unfortunately,
not physical. Okay.
I understand being skeptical, totally. But like, what do you think about like the MK Ultra and stuff where they were?
I don't know shit about that. MJ mentions it all the time. I know nothing about it.
It's proven. We literally
No,
government
hold on,
drugged.
MJ, don't you come for me.
Will you tell her what it is?
I don't know anything about it. That's all.
No,
I'm
I
not
know.
saying it's not
This
real.
is just me and my convincing voice. You know that. It has been proven. It has been released. Our own government was drugging unknown citizens. They would target heroin addicts, prostitutes, people that wouldn't have families that would essentially go looking for them. They even drugged their own CIA operatives with hallucinogenic, mostly acid, 2C. They even created a brothel where they would drug the CIA agents with LSD and put them in the rooms with women and record them and have double-sided mirrors to see, would we be able to extract information from our enemy? But we're going to try this on our own CIA operatives without them knowing, And they did all of these experiments. And look into Frank Olson, okay? Another suspicious suicide. But this is what our own government will do to us. Look at, there are so many undercover Project Blue Book. There's so many different CIA released projects that most people don't realize. Like, I don't blame you for that. Most people aren't aware because guess what? They will not put it on mainstream media. They're not going to come out and say, hey, our own government has done this. Look at Operation Northwoods. Operation Northwoods is literally a how-to handbook of 9/11, except it was regarding the Cuban missile and everything. So this is happening all around us.
And
it's possible. It's not a conspiracy theory.
And you can read like all this that Melissa's talking about. The reason it's known is now the government has released it on oh no, where'd she go? I want her to hear this. Has released it. Oh, there you are.
I am listening, but I have to go potty. So I'm taking myself down. I just hopped up to say like that there are other possibilities, but I am listening.
But listen, okay, hold on, Dunya. Listen, you can find a lot of this stuff now on government websites, but okay, go pee. I just wanted to tell you that. Like now they've released it publicly on their websites and you can read all about these experiments and stuff. So
okay.
That's all.
I used to be where Dunya was. I used to be very skeptical of all of this. But then I started looking into some things and reading some things and watching some things. And you know what really blew my mind? This is going to sound crazy, and maybe I am a little crazy, but that's okay. I have every once in a while when I am in a bad spot or like the true crime gets too heavy or things are just too much, I will go on YouTube and I will watch old commercials from like when I was a kid, like the 80s. Okay. And when I look at those commercials, particularly for fast food, and if you look at the food in those commercials and you look at the food we eat now, it's backwards. It was ironically it was healthier. Fast food was healthier in the 80s than it is now. It should be the other way.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. That's fucking interesting to me. Like what
because
it's
I
terrible
started
now.
paying attention. At first, it was like, oh, let me just have a little distraction. I need to go somewhere else in my brain. And those kinds of things, like I remember the jingles and stuff like that. Y'all know my stupid human trick to retain all that crap. So I started watching it. And I was like, wait a minute. I just ate chicken nuggets from McDonald's. They didn't look like that.
Hmm.
They
Well,
look
and
our food now looks plastic. It doesn't look like food. It doesn't have when it snowed here, I don't know what happened when Snowmageddon happened this year in Texas. I don't know that's snow I've never seen. And not just in Texas, like I've been to places where they actually get snow. I've been up in Massachusetts. I have been to Colorado. I have been to New Mexico. I've been to the White Mountains. I mean, I've seen snow. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it was not snow. It's the weirdest shit that I've ever seen.
People were showing. I saw that during a storm. People were like, "It's not melting right," and it's not.
No, it's not supposed to melt. See, people are idiots like that. I'm sorry. If you light snow with like a lighter, like they were, it's not supposed to just melt.
Right,
like
but
that.
but I also saw
even
people,
do
like,
that. I was
pouring
just
water on it and stuff, and it was like not like they were saying anyways. Oh my god, it's not doing what it used to do.
I didn't try any of that. I just wanted to build a damn ass snowman. That is all my little nuggie wanted to do. She was like, come on, Granny. And then we had to sing the song, and all the things. And it wouldn't pack. It was the weirdest snow ever. And there was ice under it. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just put the ice and the snow together and pack. It was just weird. I don't know. It's just weird. That's it. That's all.
Well, and I'll leave you with this, like before we pivot. But again, Operation Northwoods, I would ask you, hey, the same way that kind of the adrenochrome sounds ridiculous, does it sound ridiculous that our government would do attacks on U.S. soil and blame it on another country? Mock funerals. Do you know what mock funerals are? That means that they were going to literally have a funeral for a person that didn't exist, have families, paid actors stand around and act like they grieved and control the media headlines in order to garner public and financial support to go against Fidel Castro. That has all been released, Operation Northwoods, and that kind of sounds ridiculous, right? Our government wouldn't do that. They wouldn't attack us on our own soil. They wouldn't stage funerals, yet it's all from the many, many years ago. I think it was the 60s. Maybe, I'm not sure if it was the 60s, but it was a while back. And that was our own government who did that. And again, that's like a 9/11 handbook. So it all sounds ridiculous and outlandish until you actually realize they've been doing this for a long time.
It's crazy. Well, you know what? I saw a video of somebody who had left like a McDonald's hamburger in a coat, and the coat got put up for 5 years, and they opened it up and it like didn't look any different. It was not like it should, and
yeah. Crazy. I bought a specific brand of oh, sorry, MJ, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I bought a specific brand of wheat bread when I first moved into this apartment last March. So we've been here a year. And I am not really that much of a sandwich maker. And I looked in my pantry because I was going through it to, write out a shopping list or whatever. And I was like, babe, did you buy more bread? And he's like, no, I didn't buy any bread. And I looked at that. That is the same damn piece. That's the same loaf of bread that I bought. And this was like, I don't know, June.
Oh, did you see the people who leave a McDonald's burger out? It does not spoil.
That's what
it does not spoil.
That's what Melissa or Allie was just saying, Melissa.
Yeah.
I was just saying that.
Sorry. Can you tell I was waiting to talk about Operation Northwood because I did not absorb anything you said while I was waiting to say it.
But
I'm sorry.
The reason for food not spoiling, in my opinion, isn't like to me necessarily a big conspiracy. Besides, they load us down with so many preservatives, chemicals, whatever, just because it's all about money, baby. As long as they keep making money, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if it's healthy. Hell, we're in America. We don't have fucking standards.
They do not want us to be healthy. The pharmaceutical is, and also fossil fuels are the biggest money makers. Us being sick constantly brings the money in. But I just want to take a quick chat break, okay?
Yes.
And let's read some of these comments. Do you guys want to alternate reading? Allie, you want to read Kelly's?
Yeah, sure. Kelly says, I've had a loaf of bread in my pantry for 9 months now, and it's not moldy yet. Clearly, I'm keeping it just for experiment now. But what happened to food not spoiling as fast anymore?
I mean, it's scary.
Crazy.
It is. Ben, do you want to read Renemies?
Yes. You need certain snow to pack it. The wet snow versus dry snow thing. It's a snow people thing. There's snowball snow and slippery snow. They aren't the same.
Landry says, I walked outside one day and I had this ash type stuff on my deck and my car. I thought someone had caught fire, but no, it was from the fog. It was crazy.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
From the fog. You know, like in China and some of these countries, the pollution is so bad that they wear masks in the city. There's like a smog that's like, you know, over the city, and they have to wear masks and stuff. They can't breathe in certain places. It's disgusting and horrible. What are we going to do when it's nothing? I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Whatever.
Well, I think this is a great transition point. Do you guys want to get into the jip stuff?
We can if you guys are ready.
I am ready because I haven't seen the response. I've been following Conspiracy, who's done a great job kind of like keeping up with the drama and everything that's going on with her, but I have not seen the response, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, let me I have it in the back if you want to pull it up, but I can pull it up too. I just want to make sure
sure.
I got it if you want me to share my screen.
Okay.
No,
sure.
All right.
And if you haven't yet, please hit the thumbs up. We can hear you, Allie, but make sure you hit the thumbs up. Thank you all so much for being here. The next episode will be, what's today? Oh no, the next episode will be Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
That next episode will be Tuesday. I don't have the date, but I'm sure people in the chat will get it.
I think it's the 2nd. I remember seeing that on the schedule, but I could be wrong.
No, that's next Thursday, I think, because that's the day I come back.
Oh,
Okie dokie.
We're ready?
Do it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So here we go. Oh, it would probably help if there we go. So this is not from TMZ. This is from another channel that took it from TMZ. So I'm hoping it'll be fine, but I'll share it in the chat real quick. All right, here we go.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, known for her involvement in the highly publicized case surrounding the death of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, is facing criticism after participating in a TikTok trend called We Listen and We Don't Judge, which ironically has people listening and judging. Gypsy sparked backlash online for making a controversial joke referencing the murder of her mother. Joining me now is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Welcome, Gypsy.
Hi.
So already she's at a 10. Hi. Here we go. Hi. Look at her.
I know.
Just
That wig,
look.
though. Talk about Tom Cruise's uncentered tooth. Let's talk about Gypsy's uncentered part there.
Shift your wig, girl.
Yeah, shift your wig.
So, Gypsy, how did the video come about?
So the video was a concept because I had wanted to collab with Natalie Reynolds. I had been following her for quite some time. She's another influencer with millions of followers.
Stop right there. Gypsy is now an influencer if you didn't know.
Known for coordinating the unaliving of her mother.
Right. She's an influencer.
And with anyone, when you're doing a collaboration, you want to look into what their background is. And so a few friends of mine also told me about a video that she got a lot of backlash for. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this could be a really good collab if done the right way. Because I'm like, I'm no one to judge anyone's past, obviously. And so I'm like, what happens if we did we listen and we don't judge trend, and we just hit the hard topics, very bluntly, and just own it and take a.
Ma'am, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. No, this is not a roast, Jen Lou. This is a discussion. Let's keep going.
Roast her.
Look,
God.
Okay, we listen, we don't judge. Okay, that would be like me, like my confession about my own struggle with pills and body dysmorphia. Okay. Not not orchestrating, planning, plotting, and carrying out the murder of my mother while some poor sap, who, don't get me wrong, Nick is guilty as well, sits in jail, in prison for the rest of his life, and you're out here being an influencer. Fuck off.
Accountability for the wrongs that we've done.
Okay.
But the whole idea behind it is like, you know, yes, we understand that we're not perfect. We are.
Bruh, why do people do this? Why is there always, I'm sorry, this is not my, no, let me just play it.
Are influencers, and we have gone through some difficult things, but we are focusing on positivity. That was the entire point of the video, is accountability and growth.
So you
really?
to acknowledge a wrongdoing from the.
I'm sorry.
Melissa.
And she was going, my mom, that was about taking accountability and like owning my wrongs.
Right.
What?
Right. Nanya wants us to know more not us, me. She's talking to me. More listening and less judging is missing.
We're trying, but we're struggling up here.
Look, she makes it real hard, Nanya. Okay. If
Why did she talk?
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Well,
why what?
She's like her God, the way she talks and moves, she's just she was like moving her head back and forth, and she's so confident in her actions whenever I don't know, I guess whatever. I hate the way that she talks though. It bothers me. And the way she was moving her head, I feel like that's the same movement my brother used to make fun of me for when I was little, and I'd go off on him and he'd be like, you know what I mean, back at me. That's literally what she's doing. She's like,
yeah,
like it was nothing perfectly. And the person that she's doing this series with, which, oh my God, this is a whole nother rabbit hole, but she had to take her accountability because she paid like a homeless woman $20 to jump into the lake. The woman did. She could not swim and she ran away and left her there.
Yes.
These aren't good people.
No.
Yeah, she went. My mom, even the way she did that, I just wanted to like.
Wait till you hear her explanation for it, Allie.
Okay.
She's going to explain. Yeah.
Be safe, Twisty.
Yes, Twisty. All right, here we go.
My gosh, yes. Be safe. That's scary.
Yes.
Now looking back, can you see why some people felt it crossed the line?
I can, especially with me particularly. I understand that my audience has always followed my journey because they like to see me grow. And so usually I think I could bank on my audience receiving things very well. But I'm not the type of person to be very in your face about my past.
Not in your Gypsy. Please explain to the class. That D is fire.
Not in your face. No, not in your face.
No.
And not a big ass show or nothing.
Right. I mean, what talent is it that you possess? What special skill do you have, ma'am? What exactly is it that you're known for?
Tour guide Barbie.
You're known for murdering your mom. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Kelly said, Allie is killing me. Kelly, I can't even hear the words she's saying when she's like that's all. I don't know. It's taking my attention. I can barely listen to her ass. Look at the way her neck's cocked in the screenshot. She's like, she's just.
Okay. She's looking all like Samara from The Ring.
She is. I would just like to point out what's happening in this general vicinity. Shark eyes. Shark eyes.
Yeah.
Shark eyes. This glow is an external glow. It's from lights being in her face. They're just.
So this is like the first time that I tried something different and a head-on approach. And I just don't.
Lady, you got out of prison, went on a talk show, went on an interview on the Vile podcast or the Vile Files or whatever it was called, and literally said, I don't identify as a murderer.
She was an advocate, but let this sink in. She started that show en route from prison home like that immediately. There was no break. There was no I'm free. It was en route on the car ride. Immediately.
Correct. And before the show even came out, They filmed the whole process of her getting out, her waiting, her preparing, going to, and awaiting the results of her parole hearing. Stop playing with these people, Gypsy Rose. I will not have it.
Well, Nunya's coming in because she likes to debate us and say, all right, don't come for me. If someone served their time, should they not find a life when they get out in general? Yes, but that life should not be solely around the fact that you coordinated your mom's murder, and the person that really, honestly, not that I don't believe Nick should be held accountable, but she took advantage of someone with a disability, and she, oh my God, like, if you are familiar with the full context of what she's done, so to see her come out and mock it, it's not about her having a life. Of course she deserves to have a life, but she is mocking the fact that she essentially got away because in court, like, she lied. Bendy can tell you all about this, but she lied, and she really got away with everything because it was too difficult. It was too difficult of a case.
People didn't want to do the work. They didn't want to do the hard work. And let me just say this, and this is why I get frustrated, because there were media that has all the funding in the world. They had all of these files, all of these things, all of this access at their fingertips, and they could have exposed this long ago before she even got her plea deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Nunya says, but if that's what's thrown at her constantly, is she supposed to just act like it didn't happen? No, but here's the thing. She started as soon as she got out. She started like with the antics. There wasn't really anything being thrown at her. As a matter of fact, she was like a social media star. There are like Tana Mojo, Jeffree Star. They were all calling her, oh my God, Gypsy Rose, go live your life, babe. But the people that didn't know about the crime loved her. She really wasn't it. Because of her actions since and mocking the crime and the different things she said, that's where the backlash comes from. Everybody wanted her to go live her life and stuff. If you go back and look, it was crazy the fucking support she got, you know?
Well, and also I don't, and I understand, like, because I already could tell Nunya is going to say, but this was the deal, right? She was given a plea deal, but really it's frustrating because she deserved to go to trial. She deserved to be charged with much more than she was charged with. She did not deserve a plea deal. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize Gypsy Rose never went to trial. Like, she testified in Nick's case, like she threw him right under the bus. So it's hard because I don't feel like the time fits the punishment. I'm sorry. I don't feel like the punishment fits the crime here.
Right. Yeah. And here's the thing, you know, she planned to capitalize on her release. Gypsy did not go and start a TikTok account or a YouTube account or a Instagram account or a Facebook account when she got out of prison. No. She already had these accounts. They already had subscribers. They were building towards this. Her sole intention was to capitalize off of her. It's not fame, Gypsy. Don't mistake. Fame implies you have a skill. You have a talent. You're special in some way. What you are is infamous, and that's very different. Very different. And I was one of the people who was like, you know what? Let's see what she does. Let's see what she does. Let's give her a chance. And all she's done since getting out is monetize and capitalize on the fact that she's a murderer. She has not done one thing at all to try to make it better, she was in on the scams from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which means if she went to Disney World all of those times, an actual real deserving kid didn't get picked. Do you think she's made any effort at all to try to come back from that, to try to do something? She has a huge platform, and what does she get on there and do?
Well, I got a question.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that came out in that really, like, because I know all that stuff was just released, and a lot of it made her look even worse than she did before, and come to find out a lot of things people thought, like Jen, were true. Can you tell me, like, anything of that came out that was, like, just disgusting that she did involving the crime, just for, like, people who don't know?
Well, a lot of it all involves the crime because Nick was
That's
under
what I
the
mean.
impression that those video that Dee Dee controlled Gypsy's every move, that Gypsy lived in a constant heightened state of fear 25/8 because of Dee Dee. But when you watch those videos, beyond the substance of the videos themselves, what she's saying, it is the locations where those videos are filmed. They're filmed all around that house, all times of day and night. There's a video of Gypsy singing Frozen, Let It Go, or whatever. Maybe she's singing Do You Want to Build a Snowman? I can't remember.
Yeah, with her foot tracks in the snow, not the wheel tracks.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct.
But see, the whole time she was faking, and she made it seem as if she was this abused. You know, it was told by the state that she was this abused person who didn't know, and her mom
She
was making her
knew.
do this stuff. But now all these records and
It
videos
appears
have been
as
released, and
if
it proved
her
that she knew.
She admitted in a video, ready for this, that her mom didn't even know she could walk, that she decided to pretend she couldn't walk. And her mom figured it. She believes her mom figured it out years later. And now her mom, like, this is Gypsy's words, you know, like she just accepts that her mom knows there's no backtracking this. At this point, we're in this house that was built for you. We've had all these trips. We have all this money. And I'm not justifying Dee Dee versus she knew she was not paralyzed and she held that from her mother. That was her words to Nick in a video.
Right. She always knew how old she was. She always knew that she could walk. She always knew that she didn't have any of these so-called illnesses or diseases that she claimed to have had.
Mm-hmm.
She always knew. Now she's never, look, you cannot undo a murder.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But you can try to move forward and be a good person. And she's not. All she's done is capitalize off the fact that she is a murderer and saying, I want to advocate for children who are the victims of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. I know it's called something else right now. I'm tired and I can't think of the new name, facetious disorder imposed on another. Okay. You didn't have that. That wasn't done to you. But
right.
Even still, she still hasn't done any of that. She's not tried to be an advocate for anybody but her own bank account. And look, if that's who you want to be, that's who you want to be. But stop playing in our faces and acting like that's not who you want to be. That's my problem. That's it. That's all.
That's why she got a lot of the support she got when she got out, was because people felt so sorry for everything she had been through. And now come to find out, a lot of it was just an act. Like
what I say,
many people had said, but
sorry, I thought I was muted. Sorry, Allie. Sorry.
No, it's all right. No, I don't
Well,
know. I didn't even know they changed the name of that, actually. I
Mm-hmm.
knew that there was some like doctors that didn't believe in it necessarily and stuff, but
it's a complex, it's a controversial thing, a diagnosis. It's fictitious. I think I said facetious. Fictitious. I'm sorry, you guys. I spoke incorrectly.
No, you're fine.
My point is that
Mm-hmm.
if you want to just be whoever the hell you're going to be, just be honest about who it is you are. Stop lying. Stop, when all the videos came out, instead of addressing it, what she said was, that's the old man, not going to address anything from all those years ago.
Mm.
She's, there's, and that's just the stuff that's public. There's a lot of other things that have gone on with creators behind this. It's all messy. It's all gross. But the bottom line is I would rather her title herself a cautionary tale than an influencer. She shouldn't be influencing anybody. Think about what her target audience is. Her target age range of the audience. All right, I'm going to keep playing this over. We still have fucking 5 minutes of bullshit to get through.
Okay. Wait, hold on. What is her target audience? Just curious before you play.
Teenagers and young adults. Anywhere from 13 to about 22, 23, somewhere in that vicinity.
Okay.
That's her target. Those are the people that she's speaking to. These are people that weren't even alive when she committed her crime. Some of them. You know what I mean? They're very young.
Yeah, that's crazy. Scary.
Unfortunately, it wasn't received like we wanted.
So some people feel like when you did the part where you're like, my mom, that it was you showing that you don't have remorse. Do you feel that that's the case?
No, that wasn't the case. The only reason why I did this is because I had a conversation with Natalie, and TikTok is extremely sensitive when it comes to how you word things. So we deliberated on, words that we could possibly use, and everything that we thought of, homicide, unalive, all of these things may have gotten flagged by TikTok and the video taken down. And so I'm like, what happens if I just do a gesture, an X? Like, people know what that means without having to actually say the word. And that's why we had to do it that way.
On the flip side, if you did this TikTok trend and didn't mention, the elephant in the room, you also would have gotten backlash for that as well.
Exactly. You really, when you are engaging with an audience of various opinions, and you don't know how something will be received, you could hope it goes well. But there's always that risk that it doesn't go well. And so it's like, you're right. If I didn't address it, then they would say it in the comments. So that's why it was a bold move on my part. And I think that my delivery was just not handled properly.
So since the backlash,
Wait a minute. Your delivery was not handled properly. Are you saying you didn't deliver it properly, or are you blaming the audience for not handling your delivery properly? Because I'm very confused about that.
Not delivery, Jim.
She means it wasn't the delivery, it's what she said.
Yeah. Right. Ma'am, it was not your delivery. I can assure you of that. You could have done it's what you said. It was your message. It had nothing to do with the way the message was delivered. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I thought. The word could have, okay, let's say you used I murdered. It didn't change anything. What do you mean?
Right. It's How is it? How are you taking accountability for that? See, you for the longest time have denied that you murdered your mother. You've said for the longest time, and that if you think that you coming out and doing that video and putting your hands in an X instead of saying the murder is in any way, shape, or form taking accountability, you are more delusional than I thought.
Well, and I just quickly want to read a couple of these comments.
Yes,
so Perfectly Imperfect says she should be using her experience to teach each other the terrible outcome, teach them the actions have consequences. And she not only caught her mom, and she not only can't get her mom back, but also her time back with her family. I saw up here.
She made it about being able to say the word on TikTok. It's like, that wasn't the issue, dude. I don't know why you made it about that, but okay.
It's because you
Coffee
used
Skeletons.
Sorry.
No. Oh, no, you're fine. Coffee and Skeleton says, I don't think it will ever be better in this case. The question is, should it be? She has a child that didn't ask to be involved. Pixie says, because that was the platform and theme she was given. People watch her even after those terrible crime scene photos. And that is true. I will acknowledge we all play a role in it, right? If you watch it, period, you are playing a role in it.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
I don't watch her. I just saw the conspiracy video, so I was like, oh, that's crazy.
I just watch Conspiracy. I don't go to the tickety talks.
Wolfie sent it to me, and she was like, Pendy.
Of course she did.
Pendy, let's talk shit. And I was like, okay.
And loves Gypsy.
Yeah, but I'm not subscribed to her. I don't follow her on TikTok. None of that crap at all. But I thought that this is an interesting topic because, is there actual redemption? And I believe that there is redemption when people are truly remorseful they hold themselves accountable, and they do things to move forward in a positive way in their life, then yes, there is redemption available. And I'm not talking about like spiritual redemption or whatever. I'm talking about just everyday life. Yes. And I actually was one of those people who I was rooting for her in a way. I feel like Tyra Banks, I'm rooting for you. I was like, maybe please don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up. Maybe she'll do good. Please do good. Like people root for the underdog.
Yeah.
And then, this. That's the problem for me anyway. All right. You ready?
Yes.
We made it 2 more minutes. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of me. You girls have excellent restraint. I have none when it comes to her.
Do you think
And if you haven't, hit the thumbs up.
Yes.
I'm going to slide that right in there.
Hit the thumbs up for Bendy's restraint.
Yes, please.
Be included in TikTok trends?
I don't think that it should be included in TikTok trends. I think, I thought if I could frame it a certain way, especially with the message of the video, obviously hot button issues or heavy topics, I don't think should be in trends, but I thought that this could be a creative way to, like I said, own past mistakes and take accountability and it be received well, because you don't want to hit your audience with a heavy topic and just leave it there. You want to end on a inspirational note, and that's why
I'm sorry.
in the video.
I'm gonna interrupt now. I'm sorry. Is murder not heavy of a topic? Like, you don't want to hit your audience with murder.
Let's keep it light.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
Look, Gypsy's a lot of things, but stupid isn't one of them. All right. She learned a valuable lesson after all of those videos and all of the crime scene. But the thing is, those crime scene photos had been out. Those were not new.
No, they were not new.
It had been so long that once she got out, there was a whole new audience to look at them then. You know what I'm saying? But as far as those videos were new. They were hinted at in some paperwork, but the actual substance of them, that was new. And she learned a very valuable lesson from that. She might have lost some fans. She might have lost some subscribers, right? Some followers, whatever. But it's not like people completely stopped watching her. So why you think that she actually believes anything that's coming out of her mouth? Do you think she's regretful that she did this? Do you think that she feels sorry or oof, I've really messed up there when I made murder included that in a trend on TikTok? Do you think she cares? No, because she knows that nothing matters really. People are still going to watch her. She's still going to collect that revenue. That's it. That's all. All I can tell you, Gypsy, is you better figure out a way to develop a real talent or have a real good financial planner, because this doesn't have longevity. There's a time limit on this stuff. So you better develop something that you can actually do that will make you money, because it's not going to be social media forever. All right.
We jump to other topics that we laugh about. But if you look at the video, we're not laughing. We're being 100% serious when talking about the heavy stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of some of the other topics, I know us here have some questions about the towel that you used. Gypsy, what is the situation with the towel wiping?
I was young. I did that when I was a kid.
Was it like one towel? Was this like one towel that you used over and over? Did you wash it in between? What was
got
this?
washed in between. I was like 10 or 11 when I used to do that.
Or 21. What are the other?
Right. Okay. Gypsy, it's so interesting because you did serve 8.5 years in prison. And before you went into prison, there was no social media really. So when you got out here, you're thrust into the world of social media. How is
Are you new, ma'am? Are you kidding me? There wasn't social media. She had 11 billion Facebook
accounts.
Stop playing. And I think
she clearly hasn't seen the Ramona footage.
No, she has not. And I think that the way that Nick and Gypsy were communicating, I do think they were uploading videos to YouTube. Nick he still has a YouTube account.
Sure does.
Wouldn't the writers though, even if she hadn't seen that, wouldn't the other people working there? No, I don't know. Maybe not.
Who's
Maybe
in
this is
charge?
live or something.
This
Yeah,
is
who's
Tia,
else in charge?
yes, ma'am. Harvey Levine fact checking that.
Yeah, true. But Jen said that something about it coming from somewhere else, or maybe I don't know. Fuck
Another
it. Anyway,
channel re-uploaded it. That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Didn't come. I'm not clicking. I didn't click TMZ's YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't know how they feel, and I didn't want to get anybody in trouble.
What's that been for you navigating social media and public attention?
It's really tricky because, like I said, you have supporters and then you have, anti-supporters, obviously. And you're dealing with a lot.
Oh, let me stop you right there. Don't be like that, Gypsy, because what you wanted to say is haters. Stop playing. I don't hate you. Okay. I'm not a hater. I'm anti-Gypsy Rose. No, bro. What it is I'm anti-bullshit. Okay. And all I see coming out and here is bullshit. And I don't have a high tolerance for lies and bullshit. That's it. That's all.
Can I say though, she looks pretty when she was there's a couple of these videos she's done where I'm like, damn, she looks actually pretty cute. Compared to like how she looked at the time of the crime and stuff. She's really changed a lot, but I can keep playing.
Save
That's
my
all.
comment.
It's hard.
Y'all don't think she looks pretty compared to them?
She looks
totally
better.
different.
Looks better.
I want to see her without the wig. She bleached all of her hair off. And again, this traumatizing thing, yet then all of a sudden she takes it all off and goes back to the wigs. Get the hell out of here.
Right. And that's okay. I think for me, when I know too much about a person's, like the substance of the person, like this woman here is an actual demon. Okay. It's very difficult for me. I will say she's not
I'm the opposite. I can do it no matter who it is.
Unaesthetically pleasing person. But I think true beauty comes from the inside. And I think her insides are bad. And so it's really hard for me. I don't think that she's an unattractive person aesthetically. She's not ugly.
She looks so different and much better than she did. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
before.
the Slytherin tongue that does it for
she
me.
got a nose job, right? And had her teeth done.
She did. She's had her. She had her. She's had her because they're pulled. So she had it's a permanent implant. It's a permanent denture implants. Permanent implant denture. Yeah. And they're fitted for her mouth and all of that. So because that one was when she was younger and, they were a little small. I mean, yeah, she's learned how to do makeup and she's not ugly. I don't think she's ugly. I think that she's just a bad human. She's just not a good person.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
But Allie, you have such a good heart where I'm like, hell no, I can still see the demon showing through.
Me too. Yeah.
I think you guys have good hearts too. I think I don't know. It's just I was just saying earlier how somebody was pretty that I don't have very good feelings for at all. It's just, I don't know.
Perfectly Imperfect says, if I didn't know who she was and she didn't speak, I'd say she's pretty. Not ugly at all from Jeffrey. Yeah. Bethany says she looks healthier. She does. Yeah.
She does look healthier. She does.
Like that gold dress video. I was like, dang, she looks like a different person. I really, personality is ugly.
Does that.
Money does that. But 1997 called Gypsy and they want their shoes back from that gold lame dress. The white shoes.
It's the style, Bendy. All the 90s shit's coming back. It's crazy.
Yeah, but they should fit your feet. These were clearly too big, and they're open-toed shoes. And last I checked, we don't be wearing open-toed shoes till Easter. Just kidding. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. It used to be.
I
My mom
wear
was like
open-toed
that.
shoes all year round.
I lived in Florida. I wore chunkalas all year round. So obviously I don't abide by that. It's just, I don't know if they were too big and they were white. I know
Yeah.
that they make those heels like that in a different color that would have gone better. I don't like Gypsy, and I don't know. I secretly might have been hoping that she would trip and fall because them shoes are damn big. Okay, there, I said it. I'm not even that good of a person. I might have a little demon in me too.
A lot of pressure to appease everyone. And I'm starting to learn that you can't please everyone. All you can do is just be yourself. And that's something that I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with.
Please let us know when you're going to be yourself. You've been about 1,100 different people.
And lastly, Gypsy, for people wanting you to apologize for this TikTok video, to that you say what?
I say that I do deeply apologize to anyone who may have been offended by it. That was never my intention. Like, I was not laughing about it. I don't think it's funny to joke about a heavy topic and my past. Like, I apologize because the delivery was wrong on that. I don't, I am trying to be my authentic self. And if my authentic self is saying, I did something bad in my past, but look at where I am now, that's where I'm coming from with it. But I would never joke about my past. So I do apologize if it came off too abrasive.
Wait a minute. Is she trying to fucking started from the bottom? Now we're here.
Has she watched her video?
Like, look where I am now. Where are you? What have you done? It's not like you got out of prison, right? And you went to work at McDonald's because you're a felon. And that's the only kind of job that you could get. And I'm not downplaying it. Follow me here. You started working at fast food because that's the only job that was available to you because they don't give jobs to felons. Okay? That's facts.
Get a job as a felon.
Which video perfectly?
Get a job as a felon.
Do what?
You can absolutely get a job as a felon.
You can, but you're limited in what kind of jobs you can.
Limited, correct.
Limited.
But you
I should have
get
said.
a job.
Limited. So let's say that you got a job, whatever job that you could get, because you're limited in the job field as a felon, and you went and you worked your ass off. And you got yourself, because she's gotten her GED. So you went and you took some college, some community college.
Did you just mute?
Yeah. Bendy, you went out.
Sorry.
Audio.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yes.
Let's just say that, you built yourself up. You started working where you could work because whatever you got she's gotten her GED. So she put herself through community college and then got herself a degree. And now she is, I don't know, running a business or has her own business or something like that. What are you really doing? Your success story is that you're on fucking TikTok and what's the other one? Instagram.
Hey, Kimberly.
Like, what have you really worked so hard for? That's what I don't understand. That's where I'm irritated.
I have the video in the background. It's just like the first 10 seconds where she says that perfectly wants to see. You want to
All
put
right,
it on
yeah.
there for the
Yeah,
second?
hit it. I think we're good. I think the point is
because that was the end of that. No, yeah, it's still the same. It's still your topic. I just want to show that video that we're talking about. Okay, here we go. It's just like the first 10 seconds where she says that part.
I went to prison for 8.5 years because I my own mom.
Yep, that's quite literally the only thing.
So, and then they're doing it back and forth, but
I was trying to take accountability. I would never joke about my past, okay? And such, you don't want to bring such serious topics to your audience. Like, what's that meme guy who sold his for like millions of dollars? That's what I want to do. Like, hello, do you not see what's right in front of you? What you posted?
Yeah. Or like, what if she went to college and she became a social worker, and was like,
slow down there, Bendy.
Let me, something like that. But I mean, come on, Gypsy, let's be realistic. Okay. I'm not saying that, being on TikTok is demeaning because there's a lot of TikTokers that work very hard. There's a lot of people that work, influencers that work very hard. She came out of prison with a built-in followers. That's I mean, it's the truth. It is what it is. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like she worked to cultivate. It's not like she, worked on content and tried all this stuff. No, like, I mean, of course I'm not going to, get onto, degrade somebody that's on social media. I'm on social media. I'm on YouTube. That's not the point. It's the way she did it.
Yeah, I agree. And like perfectly, look at her smile. Here's the next little second of what the lady says after. She's
one time I dared a homeless woman $20 to jump into the lake, and then she said she couldn't swim, and I ran away laughing.
So it looks like
that's what Melissa was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like some footage of that, but I don't know if they actually
there is.
Like, okay. That's just a screenshot in here, so it's not the footage. But yeah, so
there you go. All right, now we're on to Melissa Jade.
Oh God. I just want to lightly have a conversation because after everything with the Epstein files has come out, it's really made me reevaluate. But I'll be honest, this isn't just about Michael Jackson. I've felt this way with like numerous topics where I once looked at it at a younger age and then I look at it now with different knowledge, just a different perspective. I'm starting to really change my entire opinion on Michael Jackson, and I am not certain he ever, and I know, let's not freak out, but he ever abused children. Now, I will preface that with saying he was weird, okay? He was deprived of the childhood. Once again, this kind of goes into when you throw children into fame and stardom, and Michael Jackson was I don't try to figure out someone who was more popular than Michael Jackson at such a young age. And he often spoke about not having a childhood and how much that impacted him. He was absolutely castrized, like in my opinion, right? Like he was chemically castrated. And so I think about like Macaulay Culkin. I think about Aaron Carter. I think about Corey Feldman. I think about the people who didn't have anything to gain, who have all vehemently defended Michael Jackson. And I would never want to tell a victim that their story isn't true, but I can't deny that I can see a benefit as an adult, why one would be more inclined to lie. And I have this clip from Aaron Carter. And it's very quick, but he explained how he was approached around the age that he was spending time with Michael. And the FBI was trying to get him to sign a statement that Michael was abusive to him. And his mom essentially threw him under the bus too. So hold on. Let me see. Okay. This quick little clip.
Okay.
Waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, FBI agents waiting. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they ask these super sexually exploited questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm going to do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, you're crazy. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why? There's 4 FBI.
So again, that's a larger interview, but Macaulay Culkin testified not by choice, to be fair. He was subpoenaed with the trial of Michael Jackson. And he spent so much time, him and his brother spent so much time at Michael's house. Same thing with Corey Feldman. He has been so outspoken with the abusers in Hollywood, Aaron Carter, yet they all unanimously say, Michael Jackson never touched me. Now, yes, he had them sleep in his rooms. I'm not defending that. Of course, that's weird, but I'm really believing that he was so deprived of a childhood and he wanted so badly to have that connection, that he connected with other children who were similar to him and tried to provide what he didn't have. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts?
I don't have my mind made up one way or the other because I just don't know enough about like his trial and the evidence presented against him versus their like what
he
they
was
say.
cleared. He took a plea. What did he? I think he took a plea in the civil case, and he said it was the worst mistake. He wished he never done so.
He settled.
Yeah, I just don't know
Oh, he
enough
settled.
about
Thank
to like
you.
have a strong opinion. I never necessarily believed it or didn't believe it any either. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I also though do agree with you that he's definitely weird, and you know, that's still bad too. Some of that, but not the same as like, you know, child sexual abuse.
Perfectly. That's my point. Perfectly says 2 of the guys that accused him as adults changed their story multiple times, then retracted their statements, and then changed it again. Lisa says he was a strange one, but I don't think he did anything to kids. Even his house was childhood fun. And I agree with all of that. And I'm like, would it be so crazy that the ones, because again, I look at Epstein and I look at all the ones who were involved, the ones who were doing the shady shit turned around and pointed the finger at him because he did so much good. Again, I'm not saying he's not strange, but how would you expect him to be as a little child from day one? And if anyone knows his history with his parents, like his father was so abusive, chemically castrated. What do you think that's going to result in, to be fair?
I think it's different for me. I'm significantly older than you girls, and I grew up with the Thriller era Michael Jackson. It was the first tape I ever bought as a kid. I was 8. I'll never forget it. I saved my Easter money for it. And I was a huge fan of Michael Jackson. I still am a huge fan of his music. I don't judge me, whatever. I like all kinds of music. I can, even if I thought he did something like that, you know, it is what that's not the point. Anyway, so I think that for me, I watched him from that era into the 90s, into the 2000s, and I watched the evolution. And I think that what people, I think, sometimes forget about Michael Jackson is that, first of all, the reason he got to be in the Jackson 5 in the first place is because he would stand off to the side, but he was fascinated with James Brown, and he would imitate and work in these James Brown moves while his brothers were practicing and whatever. And then they finally let him be included in the group. His dad said, okay, because he could sing and he could also dance. He was a very naturally talented dancer. But it isn't like the Jackson 5 started out in Gary, Indiana, and they were heard soon, you know, immediately recognized and were signed. They sang in a lot of real grimy places that they were raised devoutly Jehovah's Witnesses. And Joe was taking those boys, and they were teenage boys, but Michael was 8, to strip clubs. He was seeing all manner of things. There were girls back at the hotel rooms because his brothers were older. He was exposed to things at a very young age that, one, he was too young to understand what was going on. And then when he looked back and he did sort of understand what was going on, it conflicted with his religious beliefs. He was very conflicted. And so, and it was once he went solo, then he became something completely different. Like his star was brighter. He could go nowhere with it. He could not ever do anything, quote unquote, normal things that, you know, even elite Hollywood stars take for granted. He surpassed them. He had no privacy, no nothing. And over the years, he struggled with performing and being there for his fans and all of those things, but also simultaneously withdrawing because it all got to be too much. So do I think that he did anything to those kids? No. I think that what happened in those situations is I think that that those children were exploited by their parents. That's what I think. I think that they saw that they could get some money. There were a lot of tabloid rumors about Michael Jackson going all the way back to when he did the Pepsi commercial and he was burned and people swore up and down
that was really sad.
LaToya. Yeah, they swore that he was LaToya because that's when LaToya started wearing the headbands, and they do look very facially similar, all the things. So, I mean, he's been through some shit, and I think it was exploitative. And I was old enough to see the trial. Court TV showed it, and I'll never forget when that he was found not guilty. And there were people with each count. There was a lady out there, and she was releasing the doves, and it's all messed up. So no, that was a very long way of saying no. I don't think that he did anything to those children. Do I think he exercised extremely poor judgment and opened himself up to situations that could be perceived negatively and, used against him later? Absolutely. Do I think he gave those kids Jesus juice? Absolutely not. I don't.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Lisa, because I wanted to transition into have any of you guys heard of the Dave conspiracy? Put a one in the chat if you have, put a 2 in the chat if you haven't. Go ahead, Allie.
Just one question about Michael Jackson before we go. What is the chemical castration about?
So there's a widespread speculation that because Michael started singing at a very young age and he was able to hit very high notes, that his very abusive father chemically castrated him. Think about Michael Jackson. What's his voice known for?
Yeah.
And so it is widespread speculation that he was chemically castrated before he went through puberty to maintain that voice.
Wow.
And if that's true, it would also play a huge role in why he was so messed up.
And his kids were not they were not his, right? Okay. I always thought that. I remember when he did the balcony thing. Oh, with Blanket, I think it was.
Blanket. It was a bad move. Yeah.
But anyway, okay. What's the Dave? I've never heard of that.
So the Dave conspiracy. So the Dave conspiracy is this is the thing. There is an actual Dave. Okay. He was a burn victim. Michael had funded his treatment way before Michael passed. Okay. And I'm not saying this is true. I'm just entertaining it. Okay. If you did not know this about Michael Jackson was known for dressing up in prosthetics and disguises because Michael Jackson could not ever have a normal experience where he could go to the supermarket, walk around the public. He had such massive fame. So what he would do is he would go with prosthetics and disguises. He would go to Disney World just to observe people not freaking out around him, but in their natural element. He had to rent out a supermarket and hire paid actors just to give him an experience of what it would be like to grocery shop under normal circumstances. So it is not crazy, this idea that Michael Jackson could possibly be in a disguise. But Dave, all of a sudden, this Dave guy came out after Michael Jackson's death. And I'm going to play you guys this part from a Larry King interview. And if this is not Michael Jackson, I don't know what to tell you, because everything, his eyes, the cannons, the demeanor, the way he speaks, it is Michael. I'm telling you, and again.
I think what you should do, MJ, how can we make it where they can't see him? They just need to hear him. Do you know what I mean? There you go, like that. It's a spotlight on whatever I use.
So let's watch it. Let's just listen first.
Yeah,
okay?
just listen.
Let's listen.
And then watch.
And it was kind of the visit to his Encino house. A large amount of ugly, malicious information has been released into the media about me. I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim, back and forth.
So I wrote a song called Dirty Diana.
Criminality,
but I took it out of the show.
He is a criminal, and he
in honor.
Not a fan per se. In the last few weeks, a large amount of ugly. And my mother surprised me one day.
Okay, that may have been a little hard because it's mixed with both Michael. Hold on. It's mixed with both Michael and Dave, but let me show you guys this, okay?
Okay.
And it was kind of, and
hold on. I hate shorts. Okay.
And it was kind of the visit to his Encino house. A large amount of ugly, malicious information has been released into the media about me. I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim, back and forth.
So I wrote a song called Dirty Diana.
Criminality,
but I took it out of the show.
He is a criminal, and he
in honor.
Not a fan per se. In the last few weeks, a large amount of ugly. And my mother surprised me one day.
Dude. Is that not Michael?
I don't know, but look at Hoodies and a Crowbar. She said that she met Dave. I'll try to click on it with my hand.
He's a real person.
To the same orthodontist when we were kids.
Yes, let me be clear. Dave is a real person, but he did not look like that. Let me show you. Hold on.
Oh,
Talk
wow.
amongst yourselves for a second, because that is not the same Dave. And so the conspiracy goes that because Michael helped the real Dave so much, a lot of support, financial, emotional, he did a lot, that I don't know, like Dave gave permission to kind of like use his identity, at least for this interview. I'm not sure. It's the eyes, Tiny, right?
It's the eyes for me too. That it's not so much his voice. There's something, I don't know. I have somewhere in this house, I have an autographed picture of Michael Jackson.
I'm not trying to keep turning off my camera, but I have a teenager that's going to be walking behind me soon, and I don't know exactly when, and I can't hear with these cameras, so I'm getting like paranoid about it. That's
okay. Turn your camera off if you need to, babe. I think we all understand. While Melissa's looking for that, here's the deal with his children. Okay. Whether Michael Jackson's children are biologically his has never been officially confirmed, leading to lasting speculation. While he claimed they were, reports frequently cite that all three children, Prince, Paris, and Biggie Blanket, were conceived via in vitro fertilization using donors rather than his own sperm. And that is according to CBS News and 3 other sources. Prince and Paris Jackson, born to Debbie Rowe, reports in CBS News and other outlets have suggested they are not biologically related to Jackson. Former Dr. Arnold Klein was often rumored to be the biological father. Prince Michael, Biggie Jackson II, formerly Blanket, conceived through a surrogate. Family sources have expressed more confidence that he is biologically related to Jackson. Public and personal stance. Despite the rumors, Jackson has always publicly maintained he was the biological father of all of his children. The question of their genetic link remains largely in the realm of hearsay, with varying reports over the years.
Interesting.
So, hold on. I don't know. It's just take a listen to this.
Okay. Yeah, you're right perfectly. It doesn't matter. He raised them and they said they were his children. I agree with that.
It doesn't matter, but I was just
curious. Yeah, I was curious. That's why I asked. So thank you for that
Time Michael Jackson friend attending the funeral. And Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person through changing my name.
We'll find out how Michael helped you, but Miko, is that a typical story of Michael helping people like this?
Absolutely. He wanted to meet me.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim back and forth from surgery.
And what did he do for you?
Well, basically, he befriended me. He, it was kind of, the visit to his Encino house was very impromptu.
So do you see the mannerisms and stuff? But hold on.
I was looking also at Dave's frame, his body frame. And while Michael Jackson was slight, like thin, he does have broader shoulders. That the person that's on the Larry King interview seems like, I don't know a better way to describe it than just bigger.
Look at this. Do you realize that's Michael Jackson?
Stop making fun of me. He's still Michael Jackson.
My new boyfriend. Isn't he cute?
The super gold. Stop making fun of me.
That is Michael Jackson. He would dress up as women. He would dress up as men. He would dress up as all different types of things. So is it so crazy, especially when you listen back to his last phone call? Ooh, and again, I'm not saying it's true. I just think it's interesting, because is it so far-fetched? If he was scared for his life the way that he claimed he was the night before his alleged death, is it so crazy?
Wait,
that he would fake his...
I mean,
you don't know his last phone call?
I didn't even know he was scared for his life. I mean, it makes sense with everything going on, and but
I don't want to go too far over, but hold on. I'm sure I could just grab a quick clip.
Okay. What was he saying, though? Like, just that he was scared and...
Michael Jackson's last phone call. In 2009... He called his dietitian. He said,
"What's wrong, Michael? I don't know if I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. There may be a group of people that want to get rid of me. You don't want me here anymore."
He controlled so much of the music, and he was making so much freaking money. And he had beef with Sony. He took all their artists. You know, Rockwell has a song with Michael Jackson singing in it. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Michael Jackson's last phone call.
All right, that didn't really serve the purpose, but he was just talking all about how they are out to get him. They're listening. He can't disclose things on this phone call.
Right.
They're going to take him out. It was really heartbreaking, actually.
Nanya said, "Allie, come sit in the corner with me."
That's what I thought. Okay. I just wanted to check. They make a big... Okay. You know why Michael Jackson is singing the hook to Somebody's Watching Me? Because Rockwell is Berry Gordy's son. Berry Gordy is who signed and managed the Jackson 5. That's why Michael's on the hook. He did it as a favor to Berry Gordy.
I'm going to try to find that damn call after this.
Oh, I can send it to you. I'm just trying to find short clips of it. Look.
I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. There may be a group of people that want to get rid of me. You don't want me anymore. I don't understand. What do you mean? Let's talk about it. Over the phone. I don't know what's going to happen. But I feel in my soul. Only God knows. It could save me. It could free me. It's the overdose of drugs. Thank you. You could do this. But I don't know what to do. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even care. My life in the black. I just want you to be okay. My baby just.
That was Michael Jackson on a recorded.
So it's freaky when you put it into context, and all of this came out in the trial against the doctor who prescribed him an insane amount of drugs that ultimately killed him. But to know these were his last phone calls that were recorded, the last one, he was incoherent. He could not even string a sentence together. But he was talking. You want to know what he was talking about? Saving the children. Saving the children. He couldn't even form a sentence, but they have it captioned from the trial. And he was talking about saving children. So it all kind of plays a context into, I think I had it wrong about Michael Jackson. He was weird. Don't get me wrong, but I can make sense, like on a psychological level, I can make sense of why he was the way he was. And I listened to the people who had nothing to gain, and they all say he was nothing but kind to them.
What if he was killed? What if he, like, let's say that he's actually dead, but what if they actually killed him instead of just, what if he was incoherent on a call? I mean, I don't know. It's
Do
just
you not
interesting 'cause
know
he
the
said-
whole crazy stuff about the ambulance and Michael Jackson and very weird things happening? I don't have time to get into all this right now, but there's a whole, that's why people speculated he wasn't even dead.
Right.
Oh,
That's why I
it's a
said I
whole
don't
thing.
have an opinion.
It is a whole,
I don't know any of this.
Yeah, we got to get her caught up and up to speed, because it is a whole thing.
Yes.
But
I'd
I
be
bet you guys
interested to
didn't
see the
even know
trial.
that I knew this kind of stuff. I've been watching.
It's very interesting. And honestly, I just want people, I'm never trying to convince people of, hey, think how I think or believe what I believe. All I ask is, please be open-minded. And I'm not talking about Michael Jackson specifically, just in general. Please be open-minded that these things do happen. That, unfortunately, there are very terrible things happening all around us. And not every conspiracy theory is a crazy conspiracy theory. And there is much more out there that has been released and has been confirmed. You have to search for it, though. And so I feel like when you have that knowledge and are familiar with those topics, it's a lot easier to entertain something that might sound silly, because you're aware things like this are happening.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting.
Just listen with an open mind. Because at first I was very skeptical. But like I said, I started, I listened, I watched MJ's lives and I wouldn't comment. I would just listen. It's better that way for me. I hear better that way. I take in more. And I would just listen. And I'd be like, where's she getting this? So then I'd go and look. And I'd be like, huh. Yeah. And then I'd ponder it. A lot of times, not going to lie, in the shower.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that's where I do all my good thinking. In the shower.
All the best pondering is in the shower.
All the best pondering. And that's when I would think about it. And then I would, put it away for a while and not think about it for a while. And then I would see something or hear something and it would make me think about it. And I'd think about it, but yeah.
Well, and because Harlot says, did the doctor ever say why he was recording Michael Jackson's calls? It was all explained in the trial. I don't honestly remember. I don't remember if it was Michael's. I think Michael's end actually may have been recording everything, not necessarily the doctor's. I'm not sure, though. Don't take my word for that because I don't remember. But all of this came out in that trial because that doctor was held accountable and he was sentenced for a while because he was dosing Michael with anesthesia. Yeah, propofol. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? When I remember hearing the name of it, and I was like, and he was doing it for Michael to quote unquote go to sleep. At night. Okay. You don't put somebody under. This is a drug that's used for anesthesia. It's used in a surgical setting.
Knock you out.
You know, like you have to be catheterized and stuff. It's not, we're not talking about going from like
Bentley had it.
10 milligrams of Ambien to Ambien extended release. Okay. No, we're not, that's not what we're talking about here. This is stuff that's used in a surgical setting.
Yes.
You know?
Bentley, when he had his surgery, they first tried ketamine on him to get his arm back in place. And that's what they use on a lot of kids to put him under, but he had allergic reaction. So then they did the propofol and something else with it. And he was knocked out. And, you know, waking up was really hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is meant to not knock you out. And yes, it was Harlot. Yes, Nanya saying lots of good topics tonight, ladies. Thank you so much, Bendy, for joining us tonight. Thank you, MJ, for filling in. Allie, thanks for doing back-to-back streams. Yes, thank you all so much for being here. If you are on the replay crew, please leave your thoughts down below. We want to hear your thoughts on all of the topics. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Bendy. And the next stream is the 31st, Tuesday. Who's on? Do we know who's on?
I have no idea. I don't have that anymore.
I don't have it. I don't have the schedule in front of me. But make sure your guys' notifications are set. And I hope everyone has an amazing night. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you guys for being here. Bye.
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 Thanks for the conversation and for keeping it respectful. Oh, and shout out to the replay crew. See you next time.
Hard days you stayed. Pulled up, listen, organ clean, kept distance. You could have dipped, you chose to build. We kept it sharp, but we kept it chill. No cheap shots, just real views. Iron on iron, still cool. So thank you for being here. Thank you for talking.